Is Kobe Bryant right?
He's right and he's wrong. I certainly, with his competitive will, I believe that he believes that, and I believe that he believes in this team. Unfortunately, the evidence they've shown us all season has not backed up or supported anything that he just said. You're asking me to believe that Dwight Howard, night in and night out, and you know Skip and Stephen A., he has problems being focused and consistent.
We saw him yesterday, 2.0.
That's one game. That's one game. I need him to do it for a stretch of games. You're asking me to believe that he'll be consistent, that him and Kobe will work out their personal issues, that Steve Nash, who's been a shell of himself this season kind of quietly, that he'll all of a sudden have a resurgence, that this team that seems very uncomfortable in this offense, that they're going to play 500 or better ball the remainder of the season. I haven't seen it all year. Why would I believe it now?
So if they string a series of wins, you don't think that...
I haven't seen them do it before.
Because you're the one who says the regular season doesn't really matter.
The regular season, don't try to use my words against me. I see you. No, the regular season matters for them because they need to make the playoffs. And for them to come together when they haven't played together all season, not consistently anyway, I just don't buy it. I just don't think they're going to make it. And as impossible as it may be to believe, yes, Kobe Bryant may have on his career resume making the playoffs with Smush Parker and Chris Mihm and not Steve Nash and Dwight Howard. I just don't think this team can do it.
Stephen A., is Kobe right?
I believe he is. I'm not sleeping on Kobe, but it's not just because of Kobe. It's not just because of what I saw the other night from Dwight Howard. It's what I saw from the Lakers as it pertains to a mentality. If you're willing to throw the ball in the post and you're willing to sit there and go that route, I think they're better for it. But when you combine that with the fact that Pau Gasol eventually will be back, I think that will help them as well. I'm looking at Houston. Houston lives and dies off of its small ball philosophy and particularly perimeter shots. Now, Harden is emerging into a superstar in this league, but he's going to need some help because the month of March and April is pitiful. Things get real tight and dicey during that time, and the smaller you are, it usually works against you. They've only got a 2.5 game edge over the Lakers, and obviously Utah's got about 4.5 games or so. I think the Lakers could catch one of them for one of those final 2 spots in the Western Conference before they go home in the first round.
I never doubt Stephen A. Smith's basketball knowledge, so I completely agree with
you. All the time.
Every day, all day.
Look, the shock to me yesterday was the surprise that Kobe Bryant would dare to say, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs and we ain't afraid of nobody. It's Kobe being Bryant. What do you expect him to say? That's exactly what he said and what he thinks, and I think what will happen. Jamel's right. Have we seen much evidence? Not a lot. But over the last 13 games, I've seen a little more and a little more and a little more. And I think they're about to catch fire. I just believe it. I think Kobe's about to say, watch this. And I also think that while Houston will continue to get a little better and better, Utah may fall back in the pack. Golden State has been struggling of late. They've lost they had a 6-in-a-row streak of losing. Spurs play there tonight. I'm a little worried about the Spurs, but that's another issue. Tonight, back-to-back. Maybe they win that one.
Another issue.
Yeah, but it is. But the point is, could Golden State fall back out? But sure they could. So I got the Lakers in the 8 spot, but I've had them in the 8 spot since the start of the year, and I applaud Jamel because she has been adamant for, what, 2 months?
Yeah, I said
Lakers are going to miss the playoffs, says Jamel Hill.
Oh, you're trying to attach that to me so we can make
when we replay this when you come back.
Right, exactly, because I know how you guys do. Stephen A. brought up Pau Gasol, and unfortunately, as much as I would like to believe that, because Pau Gasol is obviously a phenomenal player, but he's a player that they haven't used correctly when he's been healthy. So, again, you're asking me to believe that all of a sudden a team is going to flip the switch when I haven't even seen them reach for the switch. I don't even know if a switch exists, and not to mention their defensive woes that they've had all season. I just can't buy it. As much talent that it seems to be on the floor, I cannot buy it. Now, if they make the playoffs, certainly I understand what Kobe means. You have an all-star center, an all-star power forward. Seemingly, that seems like a good mix, but this team hasn't shown any chemistry this entire season.
I'm asking you to lean on your basketball knowledge. You're talking
My
about
eyes
basketball
do not
where you need.
deceive me, Stephen A.
I'm about to elaborate. I'm asking you to lean on your basketball knowledge. Understand that the game of basketball, unlike football, it can take just one or two guys catching fire, along with a philosophy that could kick in, particularly in terms of who you're chasing. If Houston and Utah were reliable, then that would be different. But in order for the Lakers to be out of it, you not only get to assume that they're going to lose, but even if they win their share of games, you have to surmise: is Utah going to keep this up? Is Houston going to keep it up? Don't tell me that's not impossible. They could definitely fall by the wayside. This is the Western Conference. It's the last 2 months of the season. That's how it usually goes down.
And let me close my case by pointing out that yesterday, Jamel Hill laughed at me, openly laughed at me when I said Tony Parker is a little better than Chris
I live in the
Paul.
present. I live in the present.
Let's talk about the moment right now. No ganging up on J.Lo.
I didn't gang up. I just made a point.
You made a good point, and thank you, because my Twitter mentions went completely crazy with everybody reminding me that you're the soothsayer. Yeah. Thanks, Chris Paul.
All right.